Hello, everybody. Ah, I'm still working on Wowie. Yep, yep. Thank you for being there in the back. Hello there, Blankoos. Welcome. Haven't seen you around before. I'm working on stream assets. Last time I was, I was working on business cards. Oh, I'm still currently, oh, wait. Pardon me, as a byproduct of getting old, my brain stops working at around like 10ish. It does not help that like I had a very long day at work today. No worries, but yeah, no, I had like a very long day at work today, like basically nonstop cracking away at assays, from 9 all the way until like I left, cause yeah. Oh. We managed to get everything done, but like we're still gonna be slammed tomorrow, so it's just like, man. Please kill me. But yeah, thank you for the head pats. But God, it's funny because we had like absolutely nothing coming in on like Monday and Tuesday, and then all of a sudden, like, uh, yeah, no, we get told by like by our beloved CSO that, oh hey, we're apparently doing an assay validation, and there's like fucking 100 different things we have to test. It's just like, huh? This is like 10 times what we usually do. What the fuck? So yeah, Wednesday was literally like all dedicated to preparing for that, and then like today like we ran the entire thing, and like, oh my god. It took me like an hour just to organize everything from like everything that we made yesterday, because it was all out of order, and also some of the stuff like we had previously in like our storage area, so we had to fetch that, and then just like put everything with like each assay, and and then tomorrow we have like 10 different orders coming in, and from the looks of it, they're all relatively complex as well. So, yeah, we're gonna have fun doing that. Oh, what a way to end the week. Am I right? And I also have to pick somebody up at the bus stop. So, oh yeah, I can survive. It's just that like I'm gonna be bitching the entire time. Anyway, I did tell my boss, like, I have to leave by a certain time. Otherwise, like, I'm gonna leave the person I'm picking up hanging, and I would rather not do that. But the good news is, this time it's not my mom I'm picking up. It's actually a friend. Remember, once you finish, you can drink. Unfortunately, I don't drink. Like, believe me, I've tried every single. Because, like, my workplace is relatively lax, we actually do have, like, a booze stash. So I have tried everything that they have that we've, like, kept there. Emphasis on tried, because, like, I always just get a tiny little bit to taste. Ah, my model's frozen. Um, ah, but yeah, the kind of bullshit that they that they throw at us to the point where like, sometimes we do feel like day drinking. Speaking of, I should probably like bring my bottle of Crown over, cause yeah. Anyway, so every single time like they start drinking, and in particular, like, they really like doing mixed drinks. I always like get a little bit to sample. They always make me, well, they make like a tiny little bit extra, and then they just like pour me a sip's worth to try. I haven't found anything that I like, and quite frankly, I do prefer to just, be coherent. So yeah, unfortunately, I can't even drink away my sorrows. But yeah, I should probably like bring in that bottle of Crown that's in my pantry right now, because I did make eggnog for our for my company's Christmas party. Um there's still like 3/4 of a bottle left. Well, no, not 3/4. I used up 3/4 for the recipe. It was a lot of eggnog. But anyway, what was I gonna say again? Oh yeah, yeah, no, I need him to polish off the remaining bit for me. And you're partially right. They actually mostly like gin. And while I've tried the gins that they brought in, it's it tastes like you're chugging plant. It really does. Alcohol yucky indeed. So I'd say you probably would prefer fruity or sweet. Actually, it is physically the taste of ethanol that puts me off. Like, doesn't matter what kind of like juice or like other stuff that you mix it with, like I can taste the ethanol itself, and like that's really just like what I do not like. Because believe it also does not help that like I work in a biology lab, so well, currently we don't really do this, but in like the old lab that I did my undergraduate thesis in, we would spray down everything with 70% ethanol religiously. And 70% ethanol is just basically Everclear. So, yeah, that stuff got in my mouth pretty often. And like, while it's an aerosol, it's not that high concentration. You still kind of taste it, and by kind, I mean you taste it. So it's just like, it really. That's how like I figure out it isn't like like all the stuff that like all the aromatics of like the stuff that like it's steeped with. It's literally alcohol itself that I don't like. Have you tried amaretto? It's almond flavor, so if you mix it with Coke, it's more like Dr. Pepper. Not really. Honestly, I feel like if you're making it not taste like alcohol, why even drink it? Exactly, exactly. Like, I mean, granted, in a way, it's kind of like a vanilla extract where, alcohol is like what you use to extract them flavor molecules. But even then, it's just like, to de stress. Well, you see, I have more productive methods of de stressing, such as, well, I should probably do this more often, but, the local gym that I have a membership to does have a punching bag. I could always go and beat up that thing. It's just that every single time I get out of work, even though like we don't really do much, I'm always just so wiped out. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go home and just take a nap. And the thing is, when I go home, I don't go out for the rest of the day. But yes, I would not recommend alcohol as a de-stressing method because that's how you end up an alcoholic. Instead, go be a punching bag. Or if you don't have a punching bag, a pillow. Because violence isn't the answer, is a question and the answer is yes. I've limited to drinking once a week unless I've been invited to a work thing or party. Ah. Yeah, no, honestly, like, I don't really keep alcohol in my house. The only, well, besides that quarter of a bottle of Crown that I need to shuffle to my coworkers, the only other ones I have are, like, this, one bottle of sake that, like, I got in Japan as a souvenir because it was, like, wrapped in, like, the traditional, like, sake aging barrel, like, method. Um, and a bottle of red and white wine that like I only ever really use like whenever I'm making like Western dishes that require them for sauce. I do like putting white wine into white sauces, but I don't really make white sauce anyway. um and then oh yeah, I also have cooking wine. Shaoxing cooking wine, but that's like that's like Shaoxing cooking wine and mutin, but like those are very much cooking wines. Honestly, like sake isn't bad if you put it in like dashi and stuff, like as a part of like, you know, your liquid spices for cooking dishes. It's just that like I don't know, I feel like well, oh wait, no, I do also have a I also have a bottle of I also have another bottle of sake. I remember that like I bought to make yeah, to make sukiyaki that one time I decided to like make the sauce from scratch. Um yeah. I should probably make sukiyaki again someday. But anyway, yeah, I as much as I would like to touch that souvenir bottle, I feel like it's a bit of a shame like to use such nice sake as like a cooking ingredient, no? But at the same time like I don't drink, so it's just like it's just sitting there as decoration. yeah, no, if you have like if you have any sake left over, do consider like looking up a whole bunch of like Japanese dishes because I know that like at least for a lot of stuff that has like uh that's like marinades or like grilled dishes, like they will use sake as like an ingredient in the sauce. Um, so yeah, sukiyaki is one. Especially with the sukiyaki, like if you find that your sauce is getting a little bit too thick, you can pour in a little bit of sake to like deglaze the pan and yeah, just like make it, not thick and burn. I'm a picky eater, like tism type of picky eater. Ah. Yeah, same here, but like for me it's like very specific, you know? Like I would say part of like my picky eating when it comes to like that is actually I actually kind of hate fast food if I'm gonna be honest. Like it's greasy. I don't know. It just makes me feel gross whenever I eat it. So I do tend to stray away from fast food, and I I really don't like chicken nuggets and stuff. So like the only place I will get chicken nuggets from is like this one place in my hometown that you can tell that they use like actual chicken meat instead of like chicken sludge, and I really like that. And that's like the only place I will buy nuggets from. And even then I don't really go there. Well, I didn't really go there back in high school. You like Greek food? Honestly, if you like ramen, you might actually really like udon then, cause they're like slightly different noodles. They're thicker, but like the broth is lighter. Um, Honestly, like, uh, yeah, it's funny because like I'm Chinese, but aside from like making stir fried veggies and like the occasional sausage rice and like a couple of like simple college student staple dishes, I actually don't really cook that much Chinese food. If anything, I do cook more Japanese food than Chinese. um, yeah. That and what else can I recommend you? Cuz like I will have to say like most English fry up. I've never heard of that. Could you perhaps explain to me what it is? Cuz that's my hyperfiction food right now. That's your hyperfixation food. I see. Not gonna lie, I don't really hyperfixate on food to be honest. Like I would say most of my disordered eating just comes from like depression cooking. So like I I mostly range from like being able to cook normally. Hell, sometimes I might even feel fancy and like actually cook up something like that requires effort and a lot of dishes. And then there are some days where I just get so depressed I literally live off of like protein shakes for an entire week. And that is purely because like I'm so depressed I literally do not get hungry, and like the only reason why I'm consuming anything is because like rationally I'm like you need food in your system in order to be able to move. But I don't want to eat. So instead I drink protein shake, and even then I have to like force myself to do so. It is absolutely not good for me, but you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? So I have two fried bread, baked beans. Oh, I see. Full English breakfast. Nice. Ah, ads are over. Okay. Yeah, now that you say the components are, I know exactly what you're talking about. I just never heard of it referred to as an English fry up, you know? Cuz like every single time I've personally like heard of it, it's always been described as a full English breakfast. So, like as soon as you started saying the ingredients, I was like, "Ah, I see." So I was like, is it like fish and chips and just like is it like one of them like mixed fry baskets over here in Maine where it's like you get a combination of like different fried seafood, so it's like, you know, haddock, scallops, shrimps. Yeah, it depends where you are in England is what it's called. Ah, I see. I see. But yeah, like, you know, as soon as you say fry, this is again me revealing, like, you know, the fact that I'm a filthy uneducated American, but like, you know, as soon as you say fry, I usually think like deep fried, you know? No, it's just you take out whatever you don't like. I see. Yeah, the thing for me with like breakfast is I don't usually my breakfast is literally just coffee with milk and honey. Um it's because I really don't I don't have an appetite in the morning at all, so again, principle of like getting in fuel mm, fueling the brain for the day, you know. That's why I just drink a cup of coffee in the morning and that call that breakfast. But also like, my coffee is like half milk, half actual coffee. Oh one oh no, I eat it for tea. Ah. Yeah, no, I do like I would also describe myself as carnivorous. It's just I do force myself to eat my veggies for health reasons. But my mom is always yelling at me saying, "You need more veggies in your meal." And I'm like, "Okay, at this point just tell me you want me to go vegan." Like half my plate is veggies. What do you mean I need more? No, honestly, I feel like my veggie selection is also like I guess where my well, I hope you're at least taking your multivitamins cuz you do need those like micronutrients that come in veggies, you know? So hopefully you're just like getting them in some form, you know? Rarely. Well, you should try doing it more often cuz some of those deficiencies are no joke. But yeah, I would say I'm not as picky of an eater as I could be, mostly because of the field I'm in. But it does show with like my choice of veggies and stuff because the only ones I ever eat are, surprisingly enough, stir fried broccoli or bok choy or tomato. That's it. Oh, and napa cabbage. Just those four. That's it. And it really is just a matter of I don't feel like buying anything else. But yeah, honestly, like most of my problem isn't the variety, it's the fact that like I either get too depressed to eat or it's either like I get too depressed to eat or sometimes I just forget to eat. Oh yeah, I completely get you on that because like one of the few foods that like I refuse to touch is durian. Like I can get past the smell, I guess, but it really is just like the texture that makes me go, no, I can't even swallow this. Because like it's custardy and spongy and like I don't know, man. Fruits should be like that. It's not even like bananas where it's like somewhat firm. It's literally like it's literally like so much mushier, but like also not in a fruit kind of mushy way. I don't know how to describe it, but like no, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't stand durian. And then there's also the food that like I can't be in the same room as as stinky tofu. Oh god. No, bananas are fully disgusting. I mean, they're all right. They're not my favorite fruit. I usually don't buy them, but well, the only time I ever buy them is when I'm making banana bread, but that's like fully baked into them, you know? I can't even stand the smell of them. Huh. Because I would describe bananas as like not really having a smell, you know? Unless you're talking about like banana candy or anything, in which case it's not really banana and it's isoamyl acetate, the chemical that you're smelling. And then they got the stringy bits. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I put my bananas into banana bread. You mash them up and then you put them in with mix them in with flour and then it just becomes a very nice and moist cake. Nah, even the taste. To each their own then. Honestly, like I would say the worst part about bananas for me is the fact that they're an herb, not a plant. They're an herb. Oh, and also the fact that like the only variety of banana grown these days is the Cavendish, which is fantastic if you want the entire crop to be wiped out by like a freak disease. Mm, protein. Fun fact: I've actually eaten scorpion before. It was in a street stall. Back in back in China when I was visiting my grandparents once. Um, it was crunchy. And I've also had crickets, but honestly, I would say the worst part for crickets is just oh yeah, the lollipops. I oh god, those lollipops just taste like chemicals. The one that I had, it was grilled and seasoned with some chili powder and cumin. That wasn't that bad. I've also had crickets before, but like the worst part about crickets is just how their legs get stuck in your teeth. You know, I prefer mealworms if we're gonna eat bugs. Ooh, salt and pepper crickets. I had I think it was like some kind of Mexican spice. It was like in one of those like little snack packets that they sold in salt and vinegar. Uh Honestly, like if you like crickets, then you might like mealworms. They taste like potato chips or I guess I should say crisps over there. They're not bad. I would say they're actually better than crickets because they don't have the legs that get they don't have the legs that get sick in your teeth. Salt and vinegar you put on fish and chips. Ah, yeah. Over here, like salt and vinegar is like a legit like flavor that you eat in that you buy in like potato chips and stuff. Bags of them at the grocery store. Not a fan of worms unless it's a worm on a string. Honestly, they aren't even a true worm. They're really more like, I guess, centipedes or millipedes in terms of like body shape and stuff. They're just called worms because, you know, I know what they are, but yeah. It also might have to do with like my previous experience raising mealworms, cause back when I was in ah ah feeder bugs. I see. In that case, have you witnessed the horde that are like the super worms? Cause oh my god, if we're gonna talk about feeder bugs, I fucking hated handling the super worms. Like all of my other coworkers would be able to yank them out for our bearded dragons and stuff with like their bare hands. Me, no, I had to reach for the forceps. I cannot have. They're the blue ones. No, no, no. Those are tobacco hornworms. Super worms are like literally just bigger mealworms. But they have like stickier feet or something. It's just we did not keep hornworms around actually. Um, no, we instead we had dubia roaches, but those were like in a big plastic bin. Never to see the light of day unless we were yanking one out. We don't have them. We have roaches for the dragon. Ah, yeah. We had the roaches for honestly like a lot of the reptiles. They would all go crazy for the roaches. And then we also had the Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Uh, they're fine, but I honestly hated handling them as well. But that was mostly because like we don't really handle the hissing cockroaches. It was mostly just like reaching into like their enclosure and taking out the food bowl, replacing. Nope, nope, nope. They are educational animals. So they get put out into the lobby and then yeah, no, they get pampered. Like every single day they get a plate of fresh fruit, and I hated like handling them because like every single time it was my turn to like feed them. The fruit was always slimy. It was like, ugh. Missing them wasn't too bad, but like it's just their food bowl. Yeah, slimy. Otherwise, like yeah, they were fine. Yes, Scarlet, I've handled a wide variety of animals. But yeah, no, most of the time, like while I was there, I was mostly responsible for handling the small mammals, and eventually, I moved on to raptors. So, yeah, almost all of our poor birds there were there because they were hit by cars, and I put on gloves then. Yeah, but I wanted to be tough. This was back in high school anyway, so I don't even live in the same state, so it's not like I could continue volunteering there even if I wanted to. But yeah, no, then I moved on to working with the Raptors, and that was where I got my mouse handling experience. And by mouse handling, I mean they were all dead. If I grabbed one of them, I wouldn't care. I would love the hissing roaches. Yeah, honestly, like the hissing roaches themselves weren't that bad. It was just their food. um, but yeah, I would thaw out mice and rats and stuff for them. Uh, they'd in the winter, like because in the winter we'd actually have to dry off the mice and the rats because otherwise they would freeze into ice blocks and our birds would starve. We'd even like have these little like heating pads that we put out underneath their bowls as well. Um, yeah, everybody was taking bets on like when I would accidentally pop a mouse because like when you're drying them, like if you're if you're a little too rough with them, like you will pop their stomachs and spill their guts everywhere. And it's just gross and a mess. But I actually never did that. My boss, however, did that like twice while I was there. So that was fun. Ew. Hey, I haven't even gotten to the part where like we actually had to like dissect a Yeah, yeah, they would. We had quite a few colorful characters there, including a barred owl who I call her racist cuz she only eats white mice. Like no black mice, no rat pups, only white mice. So, once our mouse supplier was like a little bit behind, so we were actually running out of mice. And because of that, like obviously like for the larger birds that could eat bigger things, we moved them onto like alternative food sources. So quite a few birds had a few days of quail, rat pup, anything but mice. And then like the smaller birds, the ones that like, were too small to eat the bigger stuff. So like our uh our American kestrels, our two eastern screech owls, those guys are like literally the size of like what, parrots or something. Um but yeah, those little guys, like we would triage like the mice to them, and of course our barred owl Lucy, who will literally go on a hunger strike. Who will literally go on a hunger strike if she does not get her mice. We set those aside, but even then, like we did actually run out, and so we gave Lucy the last bit of our mice. And for the for the four other smaller birds, we ended up having to get a rat pup, and my boss literally drew and quartered it. Like gave us an anatomy lesson while we were at it, pointed us out like, the liver, the intestines, all all the all those fun organs. Yeah. That was also when I learned that like she actually had pilfered quite a few scalpels from her time as a vet tech in Arizona, and apparently at her animal hospital it was tradition for whenever they had a cat neuter, they would like leave the balls on each other's windshields as like a practical joke. Says me who has dissected rats. Yeah, no, I the only rat dissection I've ever done was more or less me watching like a poor little med student while my boss did the actual legwork. And as for animals I have dissected, squid, and fish. The both were like way back when I was in elementary school during like this one marine biology summer camp because we had like an aquarium near us, and my mom decided to send me to science camp. Um, yeah, the entire time I was dissecting the fish, I was like, man, if only I could like take take off a little bit of that flesh and just stick it in my mouth, you know? Sushi. I did not give in to that thought, but um later down the line I'd do something that's objectively even worse. So, uh, so in my particular field, we do have to like for certain experiments we have to like keep cells, you know? What fish was it? I don't know, it was like some tiny little white fish, kind of the size of your hand. Silver, which doesn't really doesn't really tell you much. Yeah. Uh but later down the line, so we have to like raise cells and stuff for our experiments, right? And in order to keep those cells alive, we have to like no, it was not a carp. I don't think it was. It might have been a moonfish or something. I don't know. It definitely something native to like the waters of Long Island Sound. Um and plentiful, I should add. Uh we were not chopping up endangered species. Uh so yeah, we raise cells and stuff, and in order to keep those alive and feed them, we do put in this liquid. It's basically glorified gator. Moonfish are massive. Oh. Uh but honestly, like it was so long ago that like I think you might be thinking of sunfish. Cause I know that sunfish are like massive. Now if only Firefox would not freeze up. Yeah, that's a sunfish. Moonfish. Huh. Oh no, those are also pretty big. Hmm. Well, either way, it was like a fish that was like similar in shape, but small and silver. Oh, it's also called a sunfish, but not like the mola mola kind. Ah, it's a warm-blooded fish. Damn. Oh yeah, now looking at it, we might have actually been dissecting like a small Atlantic moonfish or something. But yeah. There uh so on my last day of like interning at the research lab, I may or may not have made off with a small sample of cell culture fluid, glorified Gatorade, and drank it. It tastes like nothing but disappointment. And like maybe a hint of salt. Like, well, I may say that, like, what's good for the cells is good for me. Like, man, what's that cell culture like fluid? It's basically like what ya. So for our experiments, we have to like raise cells and stuff, and then do whatever we want with them. But cell culture fluid is basically just like fancy Gatorade, but for research purposes. Um, but it's technically drinkable. You should not, but it's not the worst thing you could be putting in your body that comes from the lab. Comes in big old bottles like this. This is like the most famous kind, but this stuff. Overpriced Gatorade. Haha. And it tastes 100 times sadder. I was tempted to like put down a toggle for my 2.0 model where I would be like drinking out of a bottle of that. But that was like, nah, I'm never gonna use it. Yeah. Fancy science Gatorade. Anyway, do not recommend drinking that. I only did that because, like, I had nothing left to lose. That was my last day working there. Nobody's gonna miss, like, 2 microliters of it. Or, honestly, even 2 milliliters, you know? Good. If I was to drink anything, I'd drink the alcohol that fire spares use. Heh. I would also not recommend drinking the lab alcohol because that stuff is usually mixed with like stuff that you should very much not be drinking in order to like not have to pay up liquor taxes, you know? So, yeah, lab booze is not safe booze absolutely not safe to drink. I just lost my entire train of thought. Ugh. Um, don't you love it how, like, it's almost as if, like, overnight you get old and then you're forced into, like, having a normal bedtime. But for me, like, I don't even get the benefits of, like, suddenly becoming a morning person. No, no, I still sleep in as much as I used to. It's just that now I get tired at, like, 9 p.m. Uh, mood. I know. I know. No, it's 3 a.m. for me. Yeah, it's 10:42 p.m. for me is for me over here because I'm on the east coast of the U.S. So yeah, it's honestly like that time of the night where I'm like, oh, my old man sensibilities are kicking in. Uh, I used to be like quite the night owl. Like I could stay up till like 4 a.m. no problem, especially if I was like in the middle of a panic attack or something. Um, I've honestly pulled out all nighters purely out of stress before, but it's just like now it's as soon as like it hits 9, 10 p.m. It's just like my body's like no, bedtime, and I'm like man, there's so much stuff to do still. Like even then, it's not like I wake up at 6 or anything. No, I'm still waking up at like 8:30 and being like, oh shit, I have 30 minutes to like haul my ass out of bed, get ready, feed the cat, and run out the door and like pray I'm not late for work. So, eh. Yeah, I'd rather go to bed at 1 as well, but mm, I push it to midnight, and even then, like, I'm just like, by the end, I'm just like, yo, oh, I can barely keep my eyes open. Oh, Oh, tired. So yeah, if I do start zoning out a lot, that is why. That is why. Is because like I am starting to get to the point where like my brain just shuts down. And I haven't even done any practicing today because I was too busy cleaning my apartment for guests. I guess I do practice tomorrow. I try and wake up last minute. Like it takes me like 20 minutes to get ready. Like maybe 10, not long. Yeah, you see, for me, like in theory, it takes me only that long to get ready as well. It's just that it takes me a while to like boot up, you know? Yeah, exactly. Like, I set my alarm for 8 o'clock, but even then, it's just like, I may be up, but I'm like severely dissociating and zoning out until it hits 8:30. I'm like, oh shit, I need to be out the door, you know? So, like, there's a good, like, solid hour, half hour to, like, hour of just zoning out. If I need to be somewhere by 9, I put on 10 alarms. Yeah. I don't put on 10, but, like, I do put on, like, 3. And even then, I might sleep through 1. And even then, it's like, even though I may be, like, awake enough to, like, put on my clothes and, like, drive to work, speeding the entire way, like, I'm still not, like, fully coherent for work until, like, 10 in the morning. So it's just like, my coworkers do notice that, like, early in the morning I work slower until it hits 10, and then it's like, finally, ink can lock in. Which is also kind of why, like, I need coffee in the morning, you know? Like, I will be honest, I do like tea, but uh, the the varieties of tea that I have do not have that much caffeine in it, at least compared to my coffee. So the amount of alarms I have on my phone, you'd look at you like I was a madman. Oh, believe me, I have a whole bunch of alarms too. It's just I never set them up. And my mom is like, "You should set more alarms. You should set more alarms. So you should set more alarms." I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine." Because like, if it's stuff that truly matters to me, I will remember it, and I will be like fucking staring at the clock, counting down the minutes. But um, like, yeah, yeah. If it's like something that I don't really care about, then it's just like it's kind of like no matter how many alarms you make me set, I'm probably gonna end up forgetting anyway. Once I'm up, so I can work. I'm up, so I can work fine. I won't be slow. It just depends on my mental, really. Yeah. It's just for me, like waking up takes like 2 hours. It's like a gradual process. At first, it's just like I'm barely coherent, dazed out, like just sitting on my bed staring out into space, basically, like my body is physically awake, but not my mama, my mind is like very much still asleep. And then it's just like, slowly but surely, it's like, the fog clears up, and then by 10 it's like, yes, I am fully awake. I am no longer in a haze, I am ready. It's just I don't really have that luxury tomorrow because we're gonna be slammed with work from the get-go! Ah. That's me doing 12-hour night shifts. Yeah, I can't do night shifts. I actually surprisingly can't sleep with like light on unless I'm like incredibly tired, you know? So it's like if I'm taking a nap during the day, I will like put my head underneath the blankets. Does it feel stifling? Yes. But you know, it blocks out the light and I don't have blackout curtains, so yeah, we make do with like what we have to do. Though sometimes like, you know, I do get so tired that like I just knock out completely even if the lights are on. But those times are rare. Um I can't really wear sleep masks either because like even more than my hatred of light, I hate having stuff on my face while I'm asleep, you know? That's just like I can't wear eye masks. I can't have light in my eyes. So, oh my god. V Bridger froze up again. Trust me, when I was doing them, I was waking up at 6 p.m. and I was knackered, so I fell asleep on the bus once before, so I was an hour late. Ah, that's the worst. Yeah, so where I live, we do not have public transit. It does not exist. So if that were to happen to me, it's more like I'd have to call out from work completely, cause it means I drove myself into a ditch. Which is not good. There aren't that many ditches on the road to work, but well, the number's not zero. I do like night shifts though. If it were sure, I would have thrived. Ah. Yeah, no, honestly, like, this is why I like lab work, because honestly, my hours are relatively flexible. As long as I come in and I finish all my experiments, well, it's why I like lab work in academia specifically, you know? As long as I come in and I finish all my experiments, nobody gives a shit. In most labs, anyway, you know? Which means, like, I could very well, like, roll in at 10 p.m. and then leave at, like, 6, you know? Grab dinner on the way back. And, you know, as long as I finished all my experiments, like, nobody would really be that upset with me. Hell, like, you know, if I finished my work for the day, I could even leave early. But, you know, since I'm currently working at a company, I can't really do that. Very much 9 to 5 desk job. God. This is again turning into ink complaining about work, but the C-suite tried to poach our intern and make him do menial data entry work, and it's just like, no, that's our fucking intern. If you want your own little data slave monkey, then get your own fucking intern. Hands off of ours. Not to mention they're like being asinine again about like our procedures and whatnot. And our customer service lady is still not wanting to do her job. Like, my favorite genre of ink banter. Yeah, no, like today, oh my god, our customer service lady was literally like saying like, so we had some of our samples arrive to us exploded. Like, they all come in tubes and stuff. Well, they're supposed to come in like these nice neat little plates organized so that we can literally just like pop them into a machine and then have them processed so that we can do our assays nice and easy. But sometimes our clients like to put them in tubes and we'd have to process those individually. But this one particular client we have likes to put those tubes into bags and like not Ziploc bags, which are relatively sturdy, like a lot of our other clients that decide to tube them do. These are like these flimsy little trash bags. And one of them exploded on us. So, yippee. I think we had like quite a few samples lost just because of that. So we essentially like put that onto like hold like something went wrong, you know, and our God, her customer service lady, like, fucking went off on us, saying, like, oh, why can't you fix this? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that customer service was a part of my duties as a lab technician. And, like, they're having us do, like, shipping as well. Like, Jesus Christ, we're here doing, like, experiments and stuff. We're not a warehouse. Isn't that supposed to be what you're doing? You know, y'all are sitting on your asses all day in, like, meetings, essentially for the sake of meetings. Like, God. What the hell do they even do anyway, besides, like, have meetings? Because they're not really dragging in clients. Our customer service lady is doing everything she can to not do fucking customer service. The only person in, like, the business side that's actually doing any work is our sales lady. And she's busting her ass off, like, going around the entire region doing, like, shows and stuff. Basically, like, every 3 days or something, she's out, like, presenting and, like, showing us to prospective clients. It's insane. And, like, they haven't given us our raises at all this year. They even cut part of our budget, part of our lab budget. Like, okay. What the fuck? Oh yeah, you know, she's probably quote unquote management. Oh, they all are. They all are. They all are. The only one besides our sales lady doing anything is like maybe our maybe our CEO who like pulls in some grant money. Some. Not really much. Yeah. Needless to say, I'm not happy. But I do have some good news at least. That being said, it would be a lot nicer if they gave me a raise, because it would certainly offset the cost, but the rating process has finally started on Ink 2.0 after like what, a year? My wallet is crying. Even though I did save up for this for like over a year now. Wahoo indeed, but also my wallet. My manager is fantastic. It's the other shops that are bad. Ah. Ah. I mean, honestly, since this is like, you know, bitchy about work hours, like, you know, if you want to share some of the bullshit that goes on in the other facilities, like, without doxing yourself, of course, like, by all means, go ahead, you know? We all complain about stuff here. Complaining makes life a bit less painful. I love my manager. I just bought her a birthday gift. Ooh, what'd you buy her? Like, yeah, I would say my manager is fine. Um, it really is just like I hope you don't mean an entire charity shop. She was eyeing up a Stitch bracelet that was donated in the shop she wanted, but didn't have the funds. So I was making a joke saying, by saying charity shop, I was asking like, did you buy the entire store? But anyway, Stitch bracelet. That's a nice one. That's very thoughtful of you. It's an animal charity shop. Yeah, in this economy, nah. Yeah, no, the closest I ever got to that was like essentially, big old bottle of whiskey for lab eggnog, and also this year we did a white elephant. She got upset because she thought someone bought it. I mean, she's not wrong. Somebody did buy it. But yeah, no, we did a white elephant gift exchange this year, which is like, uh, where you get a whole bunch of gifts that they're more of a burden than an actual gift. I got a Mr. Beast themed headphone stand. Uh, my coworker pawned off a whole bunch of uh my coworker brought in a whole bunch of fancy fruit jams that his now ex-girlfriend got. Um One of my other coworkers did not get the message and brought in like this actual nice like potted plant set. Uh and I believe my boss brought in like this actually I forgot what my manager brought in. But I think everybody just like unanimously agreed that like my gift was like the most shit posty of them all. I ended up with the jams. They were pretty good. Yep, they're like joke gifts. Um I know that like online when some people have done it, like they go all out. Uh According to stories like that I've read, some people for this one like particular group, they have like this one painting that always gets offered up every single year. Uh Another couple went ahead and found a couch on Facebook Marketplace, and that was the gift. um yeah, they go wild. Or rather, they can get wild. Issue with working in charity shop is you take so much crap home. Eh. Yeah, honestly, like next year, if we decide to do that, and if I'm still working there, um, or no, here, I'll probably go ahead and raid the local Goodwill and see if like I can find anything bad there. But she thought that somebody bought it. Heh. While she was out at lunch, no less. Nice one. Let's see, how's this line supposed to go again? Okay, I actually have to go ahead and shut up a little. Oh, ad. I will discuss the American thrift store strategy. I'll discuss the American thrift store strategy once y'all are back from ads.何も言わないで明日朝へ Okay. You should in theory be back by now. But just to be safe and in case anybody got hit with the full 3 minutes. Yeah. Let me just fix up this line. Okay. It actually shows your time now, not how many ads. Ah, I see. Anyway, okay, so for American cherry shops, or as we like to call them, thrift stores, there is a strategy to them because most stores you don't get shit just like there in the just like in the UK. How the real strategy is you gotta go to one in a rich area. So like you gotta do a bit of research you gotta do a bit of research on the neighborhood that services, you know? Just how wealthy the general clientele are. Because, like, if it's gotta be on at least, like, upper middle class, you know? Because, like, for instance, the Goodwill, which is, like, one of the major, chains over here, like, the Goodwill here in the town, in the middle of bumfuck nowhere that I live in a pretty poor state, by all means. I mean, it's not as bad as, like, Louisiana or Georgia or anything, but, like, as far as, like, the East Coast goes, Maine is pretty damn poor. Uh, so honestly, our Goodwill selection is pretty bad. But like back in my hometown, Fairfield, Connecticut, a suburb of New York City, where all of like the the relatively well off hedge fund stock trade day trader people go and raise their families. Like, my town didn't have a Goodwill, but the neighboring town that did, and that's like basically where all of like everybody in the area goes to like donate their stuff, you know? That Goodwill, oh my god, the selection of stuff you could find there is insane. The entire reason why I started shopping there against my mom's wishes is because my friend in high school, her mom got her like a brand spanking new North Face jacket there for like $50, you know? Like a $500 jacket for 50. Insane. So, and like the only thing that happened was like the tag got snipped off, you know? Like that's the kind of stuff that you'll find at a rich Goodwill. Or like, a charity shop in a rich place. Like it was insane. It was insane. I found like somebody's prom dress. It was like I tried it on. It was super gaudy, but like it was like, oh my god. Oh, the tax brackets. Oh, to go thrifting indeed. Nowadays, everybody does it on Depop and like they charge like hell. Unfortunately, I can't really go thrifting because my sense of fashion is just it's kind of incompatible. If I'm gonna be completely honest, everything that I want to wear, I have to import. But yes, if you're gonna go here, definitely do your research. I will definitely say, based on my experience, besides like the one in my hometown, which I wouldn't really recommend going just because it is very much like, a suburb residential area. But the ones in Manhattan, down by 22nd Street or so, they're okay. Last time I heard. Like I got Docs in mine brand new because they brought shoes in, and the original price is £200, and I got it for 64.50, so like 60% off. Damn. Damn. Making me a little jealous. Yeah, they weren't even donated. Damn. You don't see that kind of stuff here in the US. Right now, oh, damn, you even have like one and two volumes 1 and 2 of Free Run. Wow. Ah, nice. Hang on, I just saw this like super interesting thing on Twitter. Uh, where like you'll be able to like trigger certain toggles, or rather whatever toggles you want with like face parameters. I'm like, ah, maybe that'll be an update to my model someday. Ah, but not this time, cause uh, my wallet's already crying from like what I'm paying for like the rig itself. The issue is the dude storing the books knows nothing about manga. The major said them don't discount them if they aren't selling because someone will buy them, but he does anyway, so I have to keep an eye on them now. Oh, let's see. I need to make this line straighter. Uh, Honestly, all this talk of seafood earlier makes me really want steamed clams now. Maybe this weekend I'll drive out to the coast and buy some. Because we had volume 1 of Black Butler, and for £5, he put down to 1.75. Ah, that's the worst. Like the person who bought it would have bought it for a fiver. Yeah, it's not like your grandma's copy of the Bible. Like Butler is like iconic. So to be able to get for like £5 anyways, like it's already on discount. The discount even more is like to give it to them for free. Yeah. I don't understand some people. I just need to go ahead and erase these lines, huh? Honestly, my goal tonight is to just finish lining this. There. She was so mad, and now we have a different manga, not the free run one for 12.50. We have like 4 volumes of it. We aren't putting it with the books there now near the expensive clothes in the window. The free run one is 6.50 each right now. Ooh. So as long as we stay there, they stay there, we are good. Ah. Hmm. Once again, I do wish I was there when they were shipping pricing the free one because I would have upped the price because of the new season. Ah. Very business savvy of you. Yeah, I might ask if I can be in charge of the manga and comics. Do it. The world is your oyster. I may shut up for a bit as I try to figure out how to do these hair strands. Hmm. Hmm. I did have a little read of the free run too, if you've seen it. I was looking for when she defended Aura, but it's in volume 3. I have not, actually. Funnily enough. I don't really read much anime or watch. Ah! I don't really watch much anime or read that much manga, to be honest. But that is also because my favorite medium is video games. And it does not help that video games help fuel my god complex. So, yeah, as of late, like I don't think I've really watched any shows that are like currently airing or like have recently aired. You know? And I have like a massive backlog of games to play through as well, so it's just like I also really don't have the attention span to like sit down and watch an entire show, you know? And like at least with like American sitcoms and stuff, like I can American shows and stuff, like I guess I can be like working on stuff underneath while listening. But with like anime and stuff, like a lot of it isn't dubbed, so I'd have to sit and read subs, and I can't really do that when like because I do enjoy doing like cross stitching and like other embroidery crafts. I can't really I can't really read the subtitles if I'm busy trying to make sure I don't stab myself with a needle, you know? Or like I'm working on artwork below and like I'm trying to like line or color and something. So, yeah. That being said, I should probably finish up May I Ask for One Final Thing. That show is hilarious. Dubs aren't that bad. Yeah, they aren't that bad. They've certainly gotten better than like 10 years ago when I started watching, you know? But that was mostly because like 10 years ago there wasn't really much of a voice actor scene, and like what actors there were, you could tell that like the scene wasn't nearly as polished or developed as like the Japanese one. But nowadays it's better. Because even Japanese people don't like Japanese dub, they think it's corny. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I would definitely say like, as like a form, like dubbing here has definitely gotten a lot better, you know? Like the field has matured, I should say. Oh boy, have you seen the cursed dub that's the Bendery season 2 dub? No? No, I have not. The only cursed dub that like I've ever watched was Ghost Stories, and that was the one where like they let the cast ad lib everything. You should look up clips. It's so funny. Oh boy. Honestly, I would say like there are two shows that I can list off the top of my head where I do actually recommend the dub over the sub. Cause the first one would be May I ask for one final thing, cause uh honestly the profanity does hit a lot harder when you can understand what they're saying. And also like the translation of every like the translation from the subs makes her sound a lot more reserved. And I don't know, I think it's funny when she's just like basically two steps away from dropping the F bomb, you know? And the second one the second one is and I really hate talking about this, but it's Italia. The other one that I recommend the English dub over the sub is Italia, because there are like sections where they go over like world history and stuff to provide context. It's like, translator notes directly in the anime itself, but it's like history footnotes. Um they give the they give the voice actors like a lot more. They gave like the dub cast a lot more free leeway in the dub than like what was said in the subversion. So I guess one joke I should say outright is they were talking about like Polish history, and like I forgot what the what Poland was doing, but basically they went through like a whole like description of like, Polish history. Uh went through like a whole thing of Polish history just like completely straight in the Japanese version. Whereas in the dub, it went something along the lines of at first, like, the narrator went through it straight, and then was cut off like, and it was like, ah, right, anime fans, and then a slightly reduced version, a slightly simplified version, and then American anime fans. Poland is a country in Europe, and it's little touches like that I find like really make the dub just slightly better than um than like the original. Uh, I think actually both Naruto and Dragon Ball is better than the sub because the voices fit them better. I think. You see, Naruto and Dragon Ball are two shows that I refuse to touch purely because of length. Like, I get that most of it is filler arc while they wait for like the manga to catch up, but even with like the manga, anything that like is over 500 chapters scares me. And like, sure, I can in theory blaze through them all, but like, it's still scary seeing him in the quadruple digits, It's like, dear God, when am I ever gonna catch up? Ah! Can I even catch up? Well, I started Naruto in COVID, so yeah. Uh, I did start Yu-Gi-Oh at the insistence of my coworkers, cause apparently they go fucking crazy in that dub as well. So yeah, Kaiba. I don't watch Dragon Ball, but Goku's voice in sub. I'm sorry, but no. Yeah, honestly, I think with Dragon Ball, I might just, if I ever touch it, I might just read the manga instead. 'I'd have to say there are certain voices that like I can't really stand. When them being Nozomi from Love Live, like I'm sorry, but I just really do not like the timbre of her voice. 90% screaming like ha like that. That's the only thing I know about Dragon Ball. Yeah. Yeah. I will have to say I am ashamed to say that like my first anime was well, besides Pokemon, cause every kid watched Pokemon. Um my first anime that like I ever watched out of my own volition knowing that was anime was Sword Art Online. And I unironically made an SAOOC. Wait, actually no, it wasn't SAO. No, wait, no, it was not SAO. It was Oron. It was Oron that I watched first because it was recommended to me by my friends. Um, it was Black Butler that I made my first OC. It's better she stays dead. I like SAO. I hmm, you can probably tell my opinions on it. The premise is like fantastic. Apparently, it gets better after Alicization. Like, Reki Kawahara finally learns how to write properly or something. I don't know. The only reason why I keep up with SAO these days is because of the Abridged series. I do quite like the Abridged. Yeah, I gave up after I gave up after Gun Gale. I was like, no. Gun Gale Online miniseries is good. It's got a spin-off. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The spin-off I've heard fantastic things about, but also it's written by a completely different studio. So in a way I don't really count it, you know. It's not Reki Hara. It's not Reki Kawahara's writing. No, honestly, like my biggest bone to pick with them is with SAO is the fact that it kind of spawned off the entire genre of I got sucked into a video game isekai kind of thing. Uh, but I don't deny that, like, part of me does wish that, like, it was real minus the whole you die in game, you die in real life part, because, well, it does legitimately sound cool and fun. And it would actually solve like my greatest issues with VR, and that is motion sickness. Yes and no, because they didn't get sucked in. Well, it was kind of the progenitor of the genre, you know? And then everything else happened. It's just like, now we have the current problem. Like, it wasn't the exact formula, but it was the framework that was built upon. Honestly, like, I would say if I were to be stuck in SAO, I'd probably end up being like an alchemist. uh, craft and sell healing items and stuff for other people. I'm not that good at combat. It's not perfect. That's why I like get up to GGO, then you watch a spin-off, and it ties together. Ah. Instead of Kirito becoming some sort of smart, amazing war hero. Hmm. Like, why is he being asked to come to secret islands for testing shit? Ah. The angle of the snow is just wrong. Ah. Ah! Hi, fan! Thank you for the raid! How was Legends? I was running an experiment tonight, totally scientific. Aw? Aw? Oh yeah, weren't you like trying to see how high you could climb the ranks? How did that end up? And yeah, it doesn't make any sense why at all why he survived, saved his girlfriend from a different game, and brought an AI to RL with some hologram tech raid. I went how long to hit max rank from scratch? So catching, building, and ranking up. Ah. Well, I mean, 3 hours and 15 minutes. That was my result, but I had to take some time out of battling to build some new mods on the fly. 2 hours was like, yes. Ah. Well, I mean, it isn't a true experiment unless you get some repeat samples in. So, say 2 other people, not me, because not gonna lie, I'm still on my shiny hunt. Haha. I just transferred my save data to the Switch too, so hopefully I can go ahead and get like the cute Eevee Turbo controller and then continue hunting. Haha. And yeah, no worries, blank, yeah, go to bed. I will probably continue on for another 10 minutes before I too have to head off, cause I have to be a wage slave tomorrow. Ha. A lot of work. I realistically should head to bed soon. I finished writing a fic earlier, then procrastinated posting it anywhere, lol. Haha. Ha. Speaking of, you still owe me that description. And yes, thank you for the chug redeem. I am almost out of water, actually. And yes, no worries. I. My goal tonight is to finish lining this. And then tomorrow color and render, which shouldn't take that long, because I have to send this over to my animator. Huh. Which fan? Yes, I did manage to get a slot for that. This is for that thing. Speaking of VODs, I really need to be better about uploading them, huh? Bum 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 bum. Mhm. Hmm? Rubs, hello. Aww, are you stretching? I love Grubs so much. Yay, I know. My stupid little orange son. Alright, since I do plan on having sandwiches for caprese sandwiches for dinner tomorrow along with tomato soup, I should probably look for a secure place to put the bread, because I know that this little fucker really, the last time I brought home a baguette, he took a bite out of it. Oh yeah, he's a little bread fiend. Okay, I am almost done. Just one more arm and a phone. I'm gonna go ahead and snooze these ads now. Hmm. Be gone, ad. Yep. It is close to the end of the night. Okay. Now we're on to the eyes. And ah, sleep time. Hmm. Ah, whatever. That's all I'm gonna do tonight. Ha. With that, I shall send you all off to. Hmm. I will send you all off to Romi-san, who is currently on Go, probably working on. Oh, decorating. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is currently midnight or past midnight, which means it is time for Ink to go to bed and become wage slave. With that, yeah, I'll see you guys next week. There's nothing I have left scheduled. Uh, this weekend I have guests over again, so no streams unfortunately. Yeah, I'll be back with the schedule on Monday, and good night everybody.